everyone, welcome to the start of a romance 24-hour readathon vlog. I have been really in the mood to read romance, and I have so many new romance books that I've recently acquired, and I've been dying to read them, so I've decided I would just do a 24-hour readathon challenge to try and get through all of them. But I've been reading so much mystery horror stuff lately, and I do have another one of those big projects coming soon, but I really needed a break to just read some light, fluffy romances. So that is what I'm here to do. I am so excited because the last time I did a 24-hour readathon, it absolutely failed. So hopefully this time I actually managed to complete a 24-hour readathon challenge and it's successful. So I'm really excited, but let's talk about some of my reading plans. So Wildcard by Elsie is going to be my first read of this vlog. It is the one I have been dying to read the most. I just recently got this one and it just recently came out, but this is an ex-boyfriend's dad romance, so I'm really looking forward to this one. I've heard so many great things about it. Everyone's talking about it right now, and I want to be in on the hype, so this is book number 1. My next pick is a sapphic second chance romance, and this is called The Lovers. I have heard so many great things about this one, and I believe the second book in this series has recently come out, so I'm also very interested in that one, but I have been dying to read this one, so this one is a contender for this vlog. As well as Ride With Me, which is a marriage of convenience romance, obviously also an F1 romance, and this one I haven't seen too many people talk about, but it is one that I have personally been following along with people talking about it, and I just really want to read it. So this one is also going to be a potential contender. And I feel like 3 books is quite a lot. I'm not really sure how much I can manage to read in 24 hours. These 3 books are going to be what I'm starting with, and we will see if I read more than that. Hopefully I can manage to read these 3 books in 24 hours, but it is currently 11:30, so I'm going to start now, and it's going to go to 11:30 in the morning tomorrow. So it is 12:45 now, so it has been a little over an hour, and I have made it to page 120. I'm on chapter 13 now, so I'm making decent progress, and I have to say I am absolutely loving this book so far. I definitely think this has 5-star potential. I am having so much fun reading this so far. So we're following our main characters, Bash and Gwen, and they end up having this chance encounter at an airport because their flights get delayed. So they end up having this whole meet cute moment where they're in this airport just having fun together and learning about each other. And then things end up happening. It's months later where they don't meet again, and Gwen is actually dating Bash's son at this point. The son's name is Trip, and so obviously there's some awkward moments there. But now Gwen has moved to being a yoga instructor in Rose Hill, which is where Bash lives. So again, of this forced proximity of them having to interact with each other, and I just love it so much. The tension, the yearning on both of their sides, and just the funness of this book. Clyde is such a fun character. I love him so much. So yeah, I'm just having so much fun with this book, and it is exactly what I was in the mood to read. I'm so glad I decided to pick this up, and this is definitely a great first pick for this video. Okay. It's about 2:30 now, and I did stop and have a break for lunch, but I am a little over 200 pages of the way through this book, and I'm still absolutely loving it. It is so great. So right now, where I'm at is a chef's kiss place to update. They just had their first kiss, which was a whole moment. It was great. Love to see it, but there's so much tension going on because Bash's son Trip has just come into town unannounced, and Gwen is actually living under his house now because of things going on with Clyde. So there's so much going on, so much tension. I'm absolutely loving it. And yeah, I still think this is a very good contender for being a 5-star read, and I am loving it. And so yeah, I'm gonna go finish this and then I will give you guys my final thoughts on it. It's now 5:08 and I have finished a Wild Card, and as predicted, I gave this one 5 stars. This one is so good. I cannot explain how much I absolutely adored this book. These characters were amazing. I just absolutely loved them in their story and just all of the external problems that were going on. It was great. 5-star romance. I absolutely loved it. And also it's my first 5-star I've given to Elsie Silver. So I have read book 1 in this series, which is called Wild Love, and I actually gave this one 3.5 stars. It definitely was not my favorite, but it had promise. And I've also read a photo finish by this author, and I gave that one 3 stars, but again, I thought it had promise. So like, I knew this author could be a 5-star author for me, and Wild Card just did it for me. This was so great. So we're not even 6 hours into this challenge yet, and I've already finished my first book, so I feel like this is really great timing. But I'm now going to start The Lovers, and you know, we have to get a sapphic book in there. It is Sapphic September. I need to read more sapphic books to celebrate the season, but I'm really excited for this one. It's a second chance romance, and that's really all that I know about this one. But I think I've said it in every single video that I've shown off this book, but I am in love with this cover. I love the tarot design of it, so hopefully I also end up loving this one. Hello, it's about 8:30 the next morning. I didn't really film all that much last night, and I'll get into why. But first, I hope you guys cannot hear any like sounds going on in the background. Across the street from me, they are cutting trees, so it's very loud, but hopefully you guys can't hear it. So last night, the last time I updated, I had started The Lovers, and I have now finished it, but this was a very big disappointment for me. I'm gonna give this one 2 stars. It was not my thing, and my dislike for this book is a big reason why I ended up slowing down last night, why I didn't want to film any updates, because I really just did not want to talk about how much I didn't enjoy this book. I had such high hopes, and I was on such a high from finishing Wild Card and giving that 5 stars, that this one just really didn't work for me. It is way too early in the morning for them to be doing this, but back to the book. This one, it is following our main characters, Kit and Julia. And when these 2 characters were in high school together, they had this romantic experience with each other. They were never dating, as far as I know. From what I remember in this book, they just sort of planned to date. They did have like one sexual moment. But yeah, we're in present day where Julia is this really big event planner. She is doing this really fancy wedding that is pretty much going to make or break whether or not she can start her own wedding planning business. And Kit is a tarot reader who is at this wedding to be this sort of event for all of the guests, and so these 2 characters end up meeting again after all these years. It's not said at the beginning of the book why these 2 characters had their falling out, so there's that sort of conflict in the background, but Julia's ex-girlfriend Piper is also at the wedding, and I have some thoughts about Piper. So Piper is made out to be the villain of this story. She is what is stopping our main characters from getting together. She is this just very over-the-top, mean, manipulative kind of character, and we never find out in the book why she's so mean, why she is the way she is, and I just don't like that in a book where this is someone who one of our main characters used to love, who was close to. She is a very prominent character in this book, and there's like a lot of open conversations with her, and I just don't understand why we never get any sort of resolution with Piper. She does a really big thing at the end of this book that starts a whole bunch of stuff. I don't want to get into it because of spoilers, but yeah, it was just like a really mean thing to do. And again, there's just nothing from that. There's just nothing that we get, no closure, no resolution, and that really bothers me. I really don't like when I'm reading a contemporary present day romance and we have a villain who is just mean just for the plot of the story. Like, I don't like that in a character. Also, our main characters, I never felt their chemistry. We know that they have this past history together and they're always bringing it up, but there's no tension, there's no overall emotional feel to it. And so that kind of really took me out of the story. I was expecting a second chance romance with a lot of groveling, with a lot of tension and yearning, and there's just none of that. These two characters basically meet again, and they are just both lusting after each other, and it just didn't add anything to the romance. So this one was just a really big flop for me. So it definitely killed my pacing. I ended up going to sleep. I didn't even stay up. I finished this one in the morning actually, but yeah, this one, it just wasn't doing it for me. But then this morning I started Ride With Me, and I'm 42 pages into this one so far, and I'm really enjoying it. This one is working a lot better for me in terms that I can actually feel these two characters' chemistry. I like the banter so far, and so I'm excited to see where this one goes. I am still very early on into it. So this one is following our main character, Stella, and she just got stood up at her wedding a couple weeks ago, and she is now attending this bachelorette party. They ended up combining the two of these parties together, so she's attending that mainly just to get her mind off the whole wedding situation. And then our other main character is Thomas, who is also at this party, but he is dealing a lot with his ruined reputation in the F1 scene. He ends up saying something very publicly about one of his competitors, and then his competitor ends up getting paralyzed. So everyone on the internet is ganging up on him, saying that it is his fault, and so he is dealing with repercussions of that. And so he's at this party also trying to get his mind off of things, and that is where our two characters meet, and that is where I'm at so far. But again, the banter I'm really enjoying so far. But this book is over 400 pages, and I don't have too many hours left in this challenge, so let's go see how much of this I can manage to read. It's officially 11:30, so it's been 24 hours, so let's see how much I read. So I made it to page 226 in Ride With Me, and I'm really enjoying it. My only sort of thing about it so far is that they haven't gotten together yet. They have this marriage of convenience, but they have like rules where they're like off the table. There's still a lot of flirting, a lot of banter that I really like, and them learning about each other, but I just feel like if nothing happens till like the very end, I'm going to get very bored of like how repetitive it is, but I do really like it so far. Sadly, I did not finish this one within the 24-hour period, but I definitely made it about halfway through, so I am very happy with that progress. And then I did finish the two other books. So again, Wildcard I gave 5 stars, and then The Lovers I gave 2 stars, so I did finish both of these. And then adding on the 200 something pages that I have read of Ride With Me, I have read just over 1,000 pages. I believe it's 1,001 pages to be exact, but I'll have the numbers up on the screen. So I'm really pleased with that. 1,000 pages in 24 hours is amazing, and obviously I did get a 5-star read out of this challenge, so I'm very happy about that. And I did get some books off of my TBR, which if you're new here, my entire goal for the year is to read down my own TBR. I started this year out with over 340 books on my TBR, so I'm definitely making some really great progress. But that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, comment whatever you feel like commenting, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!